George Lucas was a huge proponent of Red Tails as the producer.
Yes, sir.
What was your experience working with George? George is a really interesting character. Very quiet, very shy, but a strong believer and passionate.
All-encompassing, really. Everything. It's so funny because it's a little bit like Miss Cicely Tyson right now. When Cicely comes into a room, Miss Tyson comes into a room.
You feel the presence.
Not only do you feel the presence, people change their behavior. Like, when you're around her as an actor, working with her, if they see you as her peer, that behavior comes to you. And it's a little unnerving. Mr. Gooding, you mind if Mr. Gooding? It's like, I'm over here, What? Just talk to me. You know, it's just very, because there's so much that her life represents. So much more than what is happening right then. And when you see and get around them, it's like all of that happens to you right then. And it's a little overwhelming. And I think with George Lucas, it was that way. I mean, he would come to the set and, you know, even though we had a director, you know, it's George Lucas, he's like, hey, so why don't you do this and that and this with this scene? I'm like, yes, sir. Like, oh, what are we doing? Oh, okay. You know, it's like they're doing whatever he wants to do.
Well, why do you think George was such a strong proponent? I've read interviews, all types of stuff about George on the film and what my team has given me about George on the film. This really meant a lot to him. He, up until this time with this film, he just thought it was an issue that was overlooked. Yeah. And he just thought that Hollywood really didn't give it the proper respect that it deserved. Where do you think this came from with him? Because he's an interesting individual.
Well, I think it just was born out of the fact that he had to put up his own money. Okay. I think with anything, you know, that's the #1 rule in Hollywood, never spend your own money. And with him, he finally had to say, all right, fine, I'll pay for it, and I'm going to do it this way, and I can't believe that you guys didn't help me with this. And you know, having worked with him.
I think they just made it through the snow.
Oh, welcome. We just got started. Don't you worry about it. You didn't miss much. Yes, you did. I think with him, it was just interesting because I don't know what you know about his life, but when he first started, even prior to Star Wars, or maybe it was with Star Wars, he was screwed over by the studio system, and they took a lot from him, and they didn't give him a lot in return. And he said never again. So now his relationship with 20th Century Fox, well, not now, now he's big, he got Mickey Mouse ears, but during this period, he was very distrustful of the Hollywood machinery. It's why he lives up there. He'll tell you. Right. He's like, he wants nothing to do with it. And when he's engaged with them, it's literally, this is it, do this and don't do that. And I think with this story, you know, I mean, it was George's way or the highway. And I think because of that, he you know, he really just figured, fine, then why don't I take the next step and pay for it and do it myself, because I would want to do it myself anyway.
It's very interesting because Star Wars, as you correctly stated, almost didn't get made. 1977,
That's right.
all the studios
they didn't understand it.
Exactly.
And you know the story
which is amazing if you think about it.
They had studio executives demand that you show them something in the editing room. We want to see something, we're paying money. And he was saying, you don't understand. If I show you these Chewbacca and these people running around in there hanging on the thing, wires, you will kill me. You will not, you know. So he figured a way to incorporate real Tuskegee Airmen footage into the rough cut and showed the studio that, and that's how he got the rest of his money. And he said, well, I will forever be indebted to them, and it's time to tell their story.